Oh no. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. Alright, what's up YouTube? This must be fast. 775 Gaming coming back to another episode of SNOWRUNNER on Season 15. Yes guys, we're back out here again today. And today we're going to be continuing kind of just screwing around with the two new trucks that we got in the recent update there. The Western Star, the 6900 XD, and the Freightliner, the FLD120 that's back there. So yeah, we're back here. We're just picking up from where we left off in the last one. The only difference is the Azov Atom is there because I had to bring it out in order to refuel both of these trucks because I kind of ran out here. I haven't actually refueled the Western Star yet though, just because the Atom, I don't know, I wasn't in range or whatever because of the way it is, and obviously I'm not backing off of that dam, or attempting to back off of that dam. That's just crazy talk. If I'm trying to do that, that is something that I will 100% screw up. But yeah, I think we might actually nearly need to get up to where the bridge is over here in order to actually get them side by side to refuel them. I'm actually not sure really. But then if I can get up to the bridge, there's a good chance I can get down to the fuel station, which is just over, kind of, it's just over there. It's not too far from where the bridge is, so we might be okay. I say might because I really don't know. Also, that's not a good place to get. Ugh. It's not. This is not a very forgiving sort of area of road. I really hope I can keep that trailer back there on its wheels and not flip it or anything, because that thing flips. There's very little chance of me getting back to it and getting the cargo back on it. Not around here there is anyways. There is a chance that we are experiencing a small bit of loss of power though now, just from the truck being extremely low on fuel. That is definitely a possibility. Please don't. Yeah, just go as wide as you possibly can. Yeah, this is annoying. I'm sorry I haven't actually explained what we're going to be doing here today. The job up in the top right there, I don't know. I want to try and do that, but I feel like there's a very slim chance of me actually getting to do that job. But yeah, like I said, we are continuing from the last episode, and what we're doing is these two pipes. Oh crap! It flipped. Damn it. Yeah, I knew that was gonna. Okay, so we'll have to go up here, drop the trailer off at the bridge, and then I'll come back for that thing. Well, assuming I can do that. Yeah, assuming I can. Hopefully I can. Come on, truck. So basically what we have to do here is that trailer of bricks has to go down to sort of there's a town sort of down here. It has to go down to here, and the pipe that is on the back of the truck has to go over to the quarry. That's what we're doing. I'll get the jobs up here in a second once I figure out how to, you know, refuel and whatnot. There's no way I'm getting up to the bridge here, is there? I think there's very little chance of me getting up to the bridge. Come on, truck, you can do it. If I do get up here, there's no chance I'm getting back there. Okay. Oh, this was definitely not the smartest way to start out this episode. I will say that. That's for sure. Yeah, we're pretty much dead in the water here. There's no way that's. Yeah, that ain't going nowhere. We'll just leave it there. We'll get the Atom up here and refuel it. I think the front of the truck is. Oh, that is. Okay, that's not something. Oh no, that is very bad. Hello, can you let go of my wheel, please? Winch that tree back there. Come on. Get out. Okay, I did not expect to come back here to find this. What the hell? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, that's gonna hurt. You're gonna feel that in the morning. We're driving a 7-wheel Atom at the minute. 7 wheels. Can we please give me my wheel back? Please. Oh, jeez. Everything. We're kind of digging a rift in reality here by the looks of it. Why? Why? This is... Oh! Okay, we're out. Okay. Okay, that's, yeah, that was a thing. Which tire did I blow? I blew one on that axle, actually. Somehow. I don't know how I blew that one. Okay. Strange. I'm gonna back the, let me get the Freightliner off of here before it decides to be swallowed by the dam as well. Or the dam just tries to attempt to swallow it. Is that a visual effect? No, it looks like you can in fact fall into that hole. No, it's kind of more visual more than anything. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Alright, please do not swallow my truck again. Please. Okay, note to self, don't leave your trucks unattended on a dam, I guess. That was weird. That was weird as hell. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You gotta be able. You gotta love having a fuel carrier on this thing. The fuel carrier on this thing is just so good. It's amazing. All right, we'll just park this over here. I'll pull the truck up a small bit here. We'll detach the trailer. We'll reverse back and grab the trailer there. We'll flip it upright and keep going on our way. Yeah. So, well, you know, the stuff that we're doing today, I don't think is going to be particularly hard for either of these trucks. Like, I don't think pipes are a particularly heavy set of cargo here, but we're just more screwing around with them. We're not heavily testing them or anything. Okay, detach that there. That. Okay, right. Note. Write that down. Oh. Okay. I was gonna say write that down. The saddle height on this truck is actually so high to where the outriggers can't actually you know, suspend the trailer from this truck. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, damn. You know, it really annoys me. There's actually a job down there with that trailer that's there, and I still haven't gotten the time to go down there and grab that job. That annoys me. Well, it annoys me for any job that I haven't managed to grab. Having to go and grab the tasks, and sometimes, you know, there are tasks that spawn in after you do other tasks. You know, sometimes, you know, it's just the most annoying thing to have to do, just to, you know, you have to physically go out to it just to see what it requires. Like, it does get annoying sometimes, especially when it's in a spot like down there. And then I don't want to look it up either, because I feel like that's cheating. I don't know, that's just the way I am. That. Oh, it will still slide under. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, so we'll connect up to that, and we'll get going here. Still have to build that bridge as well. There's still so many bridges. I think I've only built like one of the main bridges in this game so far, which is honestly, I really need to build more of them. If we get down there. Yeah, we'll have to go around. That little spot there is kind of annoying, but we need to we do have the jobs unlocked for most of those water pipe sort of areas to actually repair them and whatnot, but I don't know, they just haven't been big enough of an issue yet in order to in order to cause me to actually try and fix them. They're a bit annoying to drive around, some of them. That one in particular is quite annoying because it's the only way through that town. The other ones, there's only like 2 other of those like water pipe sort of areas. The other ones are not nearly as bad. There are definitely there are better ways to get around them. Yeah, but we're just gonna be back. We're just back out here again today. So yeah, we're doing more tasks. I'm not sure how much we're gonna get done here today. I wanna say we'll get quite a bit done, but ooh, jeez, I forget that trailer's bouncing around back there. We want to be careful. Since we're only towing it, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any sort of brakes on it. I'm not sure. They do have brakes, don't they? Yeah, the trailers have brakes, but like obviously because that thing's being towed, it doesn't have any brakes on it. I mean, the good thing is we have actually like the thing's right there. We've already driven it most of the way here, so you know, it's not much of a big deal. Yeah, the only big deal I've got at the moment is just going to be driving around this here. Like I said, small bit annoying to get around these things, but just hasn't been big enough of an issue yet for me to actually go out and get the whatchamacallit, actually fix them. And honestly, if we do want to fix them like in an efficient manner, we really need to get the bridges on the first map built. That way we can get real easy access to the metal plant, the factory or whatever. Because yeah, we really need to get better access into that thing. But no, instead I'm just doing the tasks at the moment. Well, I'm more or less just doing them because they are convenient at the moment. At the moment, that is. Okay, let me just hold this around here. It needs to attach to that trailer so I can deliver it and deliver the cargo on it and whatnot. Alright, there we go. Do I have to pull the trailer into the box in order for it to register? I think I do, don't I? Yeah, there it goes. Okay, and the bricks. Oh, and we get to keep the trailer. Nice. So great job. The bricks have been delivered to the warehouse, and we even got our trailer back. Thanks for all the help with our plant situation. All efforts should be rewarded. So we get to keep the trailer. We got 9,900 bucks, which is actually pretty good. And we got 960 XP. That's actually pretty decent work for. That's actually a pretty decent amount for the amount of work that was in that job. There wasn't a whole lot to it. We did have to pick up the trailer, and we did have to go load it with bricks, but those two places were like pretty close to each other, the warehouse and sort of the house that we had to go to in order to get those. And honestly, the drive over here wasn't that bad, so I'd say that was pretty good money for that. All right, so just gonna connect back up here. We're gonna be on our way to the quarry now for. Where's the job? It's in this one? No, it's not. She's literally the last one I click on. It's this one. So we have to, yeah, it's literally not too far. Like, we're really doing easy work at the minute. Yeah. I suppose it has to be done. I would like to test these things a little bit more. Like I was saying that all of the last episode as well, but I don't know. Sometimes you're just not always doing the hard stuff. And you know, Quebec is, I would say it's a pretty challenging region, alright, definitely in some areas, but overall, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty decent, difficulty-wise. I mean, like, a lot of the jobs, yeah, a lot of the jobs do have harder than, I would say, some of the last few regions with the jobs. I would say the jobs are a little bit more difficult, probably confusing in order if you're like looking at them and thinking which order should I do these in. But I wouldn't say they're more difficult. I would just say they're a little bit more involved. That's the best way of really describing it. Okay, so we're here at the quarry pretty much. That truck's for another job. I didn't even I brought that up here one episode and then I never delivered it. You know what, it would actually be, you know what, we could actually maybe use that, maybe we could, use the tow truck body for this thing in order to deliver that. That would make sense, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be like a perfect use or test, nearly, of that. We might do that. I might actually do that. Alright, but we're not too far from getting down into here. It's not particularly difficult to get into this quarry. I wouldn't say it's as bad as getting into some of the quarries in Season 13, that's for sure. Some of those were a bit of a nightmare. But so far, the Western Star here is put up pretty good. It's doing pretty good. Granted, we are going downhill and we're not that heavily loaded. The one thing I was talking about a little bit in the last episode was this thing's power to weight ratio not being that great, but you know, it's the power to weight ratio, it isn't that great, but at the end of the day it works well enough. It's got an admirable amount of kind of get up and go and stuff to it. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean it's terrible, the power to weight ratio that it does have. It's definitely not a good power to weight ratio, but it still managed to get the job done, especially with the 55-inch tires. And I do believe this thing has a decently like high ground clearance and like sort of the hitbox department. I mean, a lot of the recent DLC trucks really do have a good sort of hitbox sort of area. Yeah, I'm gonna drive over this way just because I don't want to try and drive around the the Slater there. I'm 100% gonna get caught on its trailer if I try and do that. It's just easier to go over this way. Honestly, you know what the saddest thing is at the moment? I'm you know, like, I'm making a review of these trucks, and I haven't even made a review or made any episode or anything on the Mercer, the K520. I actually haven't even used it yet. The Mercer is still just sat over there from the episode when we unlocked it, which wasn't too many episodes ago, but I don't know, I just haven't come up with a use for it, or something I want to do with it, just because it is a very light-duty truck. I'll have to get to it at some point, I guess. But anyways, we have made it. So we got one of the pipes here, so it's half that job done. So now we are going to hop back over here into the Freightliner. This thing I had a lot of fun in the last episode. This thing is really feels nice to drive. This is a very nice truck to drive. I really like driving this thing, honestly. I really do. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to be delivering a pipe to the quarry as well with this thing. The only difference is we're kind of going in the opposite sort of direction with it, because we need to deliver these two consumables to two houses that are kind of over here out in the ice. So yeah, we'll deliver these to those two houses and then we'll go up to the quarry. It's basically the same length of the trip, pretty much, I would say. We're just kind of going like the opposite way around the map. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, and we are, well, technically we're not loaded more than the other truck. We've got the same amount of cargo, but we don't have a second trailer that we're going towing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna stick one of these in the back here. Alright, so that's going to be kind of the first leg of our journey. Once we get up past those two houses, we'll, you know, kind of make our way into the quarry. The only real bad part of this whole trip, at least, I don't know, I haven't been out in this sort of direction yet. I actually haven't been out on this sort of area yet, so and I haven't been down this road, and I haven't been on the ice that's over here yet, so really don't know how this is going to go. There's always a chance that we may need to be towed out here at some point. We'll just have to see what happens, really. Yeah, I am a small bit concerned, because there are like a few sort of nearly drawn out routes on the map on this sort of area of ice, because like there's like a course out here on this ice, which I still haven't done that either. I need to there's a lot of stuff I need to do in this region still. which is you know, it's kind of annoying thinking, you know, I'm like, how many episodes in am I? Actually, I need to double check. How many episodes am I in? 12. I'm in 12 episodes. Well, this is the 13th episode. So, you know, it's kind of annoying to think about, especially when, yeah, we're not even half done this region. We're only 43% done. Yeah, real annoying to think about. Oh, well. There's not much I can do about that other than keep on pushing. Yeah, but that was kind of the thing I was kind of nearly talking about. The jobs in this region are a little bit more, you know, they're I wouldn't necessarily call them harder, but I would call them more involved. I feel like there's more stuff to them. Okay, so we'll drive over here. This stuff is actually pretty solid. Obviously, that's the reason why they're racing on it over here. Can we just like scoot up over here, or is this the kind of... Oh no, that's gonna break. Is there like... It looks like there's some kind of way in here. Okay. We'll drive up here then. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, that is a really cool looking course though. I really want to go drive that now. I shouldn't have come down here. That's like such a cool looking course. I really want to go and try and do that now. Actually, I do. Okay, but it does seem that, yeah, there is actually a way into this house. There is actually an actual like driveway over here, and we don't just drive onto the ice and hope we can get over to it. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed there was actually a driveway into the house? Come on, truck. There you go. Yeah, this thing, I would say its performance, compared to the 6900, it's definitely got a little bit more performance there. Mostly because it's using the same engine as that truck, but it's lighter. But this truck I really like as well. I definitely consider this... I think I definitely consider this truck pack like one that people should get. I do think it's very good. I feel like there's a lot of value that was kind of in this pack. Okay, so we got the one consumable there. Okay, let's load up the truck now. That way I can actually, you know, see outside the windshield, or out of the windshield if I need to. That is a nice view. I like that. I see the reason why people buy lakeside houses now. Can I possibly... I mean, that kind of looks solid enough, if I'm being honest. Come on. Can we get out here? Oh, we can. Hey. That stuff doesn't look too solid, though. We'll drive over this sort of way. And we'll just drive up over here, and it looks like we're good. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Now we just need to figure out how to get across here without, you know, falling through. I'm assuming there are still spots around here that I am going to be able to fall through. It's not just completely solid, because if it were completely solid, that'd be too easy. That'd be way too easy. Yeah, we got the start-finish line over here. We got, oh look, there's that bridge. It's another bridge actually, we could probably, oh damn it, diff lock. Disengage diff lock, yeah, okay. Still something I forget sometimes. Actually, that bridge over there, we could probably try and fix that bridge this episode. Possibly. Probably. I don't know, I'm only spitballing ideas here. Don't hold me to that. Okay? Don't hold me to that. Oh no. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. Oh crap. I did not see myself falling through there. Okay. There's no winch points. Oh, there's one there, but that's not in a particularly useful spot. Well, maybe. No, that's gonna pull me out. No. Oh, that helped. That definitely helped. No. Need to use the crane for some ballast here. Okay. Try that again. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, I let my guard down there for a moment just because nothing was happening. Everything was going too smoothly and I let my guard down. Dang it. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're all right though. Well actually it's the cargo is still in there. I need to pack it again. I didn't even think about that. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't have too much to talk about really at the moment. That's I feel like I'm kind of just talking about stuff that was in the last episode, but you know, the problem is these two trucks are both really good and I can't really find stuff to talk about. Like I feel like when you talk about things, you're always looking for things that went wrong. Which not to say that things didn't go wrong last episode, but they just didn't go. Nothing went spectacularly wrong, if you know what I mean. Great job with the essential supply kits delivered. People have everything they need to survive this cold snap. You are quite literally a lifesaver. Here's your well-earned reward. Damn. Okay, so that was 1220 XP and 12,850 bucks. Not too bad at all. Not too shabby. Sorry if I'm sorry if I'm just like saying random words. I just can't talk today for whatever reason. Some real nice scenery around here. I love the snowmen. The snowmen are awesome. Also, that's cool. They got like a staircase going up to their like balcony that's up there. That's cool. Oh, not balcony. That's not the right word. What's the word? Their decking. I don't know. They have like a decking that's going off the side of the cliff there. It's pretty cool. Oh, that's a hell of a view right there. I'm taking a picture of that. Alright, we're going again. Which way am I actually going? I think it's over here to the left, I do believe. Isn't it? It's down and around up here, and then we'll get up here, and we'll just drive down to where the Western Star is. Yeah. The point is, oh wait, I have to accept the job again. There we go. Okay, we're good to go again. Yeah, but you know, that's the problem. I am actually struggling to find things to talk about, just plain and simply because these trucks are just plain and simply good. There's not too much really, there's not really too much to talk about on them. I mean, this thing, yeah, it's got good power to weight. It's in heavy duty class. You know, it doesn't have, because it's a DLC truck, it's a more recent DLC truck, it's got pretty decent collision on kind of its ground clearance. So even though it doesn't have terribly big tires, these are only 46s, you know, it just does well. Like, it's not struggling here at all, really. And I haven't really found a spot that it has struggled in yet. I actually genuinely haven't. This thing, I don't know, it's just like, it's like a slightly smaller version of the Kenworth C500 in my eyes. That's the best way I can describe it, I suppose. Yeah, I think so. That's pretty much the best way I can describe it. I didn't put any extra light bars on this thing. That's the only problem that's the only thing I didn't do when I was modifying it. So oh well, we're running the standard lights. So that's kind of annoying. Actually, the best thing, the thing I love the most probably about this truck is just the sheer amount of lights that we have on this thing. I feel like that's mostly because it's probably most of the time it's more of a highway truck. That's kind of what this thing would be primarily. Yeah, we're going down this way. But also, I love the fact that we have the beacons mounted on the mirrors. I absolutely love that. I said that in the last episode, and I'll say it again. That's one of the coolest design features we've seen on a truck in this game in a while. Honestly though. This is not a great time to really be looking inside in the interior of this thing. We're not really going to see too much of the cab while we're inside here at night, but it is a nice cab. I mean, looks fairly standard, I suppose, compared to most cabs, but I mean, like, the detail is very good. We can actually look down there into the quarry. We can see all our trucks down there, so that's pretty cool. Looks like we have a bit of a bridge here going over a piece of rock of some sorts. Oh, okay, that's actually a breakable rock. I just had to check. Had to blow the horn just to be sure. But that's actually a piece of rock that can break on you. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Yeah, but not too bad. We haven't had any problems at all. That's nearly the only problem I'm having with these trucks. The fact that I'm not having any problems, which is crazy to say, but it's true. First time I have trucks that I'm actually wondering if they have any if they'll actually manifest any sort of problems with. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, really. Come on. We are getting a small bit bogged down here. There is a little bit of thicker snow build up around here, but still nothing that it can't handle. I'm gonna blow the horn there again. Yeah, I saw that. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay. That is actually an extremely narrow piece of... Yeah. Might not want to drive down that if I'm going towing that truck up there. I suppose I may as well take out the, yeah, I still haven't sold the second Western Star that I bought from the last episode, just because I wanted to screw around with the tow truck body. We may as well pull it out again, get it down here, and tow that thing over to its final destination, which its final destination is like right around here. There's like a workshop or someplace just up over here beside the quarry. So yeah, I see literally no reason why we wouldn't do that. Am I? Yeah, I'm going over that way. Just give me a second here, and we'll deliver this pipe. Let me just get over here. Yeah, you know, now that I'm actually thinking about it, the one thing I definitely can consider to be a bit of a downside for this truck is the fact that we can't have a roof rack with our with the crane on here. That's definitely a downside. The lost pipe. You have a good nose for pipes, Ace Detective. Fishing them out of the river wasn't too much trouble, eh? Anyway, the outer layer took some damage when it hit the ice, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. Thanks for dredging up the payload. So 980 XP and 9,500 bucks. So not too bad. We got a decent amount of pay for that as well. But yeah, like I was saying, not having the roof rack, not being able to have this thing's like roof rack sort of set up with the crane is a bit of a downside. The reason why I would consider that is because it does burn through fuel. Like, we're on 84 liters, and all we really did was we came from there, you know, up through here to here. So range without that roof rack might not be the greatest. Okay, but you know what? I'm going to go grab the tow truck version of the 6900 XT, or the tow truck setup of the 6900 XT, and we're going to go deliver that truck there. That's where it has to go. Yeah, it just has to go there. Like, I towed it from all the way over here up to there, and then I just like left it. Why am I like this? Just leaving jobs half finished. I don't know. Give me a sec here. Alright guys, I'm here. What do you say we get some tow trucking? Or whatever it is you would call it. I don't really know. So we're just gonna connect up to it normally here, and we're gonna tow it up backwards here. The one main thing about these tow trucks that we do have in game, they don't really work particularly great when you attach them to the rear of a vehicle in this game. So it's always better to just do it kind of normally and attach to the front set of axles, or the front axle, the front steer axle of your truck. Which I don't. In some cases, I would say that is normal operation for this, but I'd say in a lot of in some operations, you would also, you know, go for the rear wheels and this kind of thing, because the thing about it is sometimes they'll, if you know you're in a wreck or whatever, and you know truck's stuck in gear or whatever, they'll just tow it from the rear because, well, depending on what way the accident was, they'll tow it from the rear because you don't want the rear axles to spin and then cause the engine to spin, and then for that to cause internal damage to the engine. Even though I think in a lot of cases what they usually do is they just attach to the front and then remove the drive axles, which also makes a lot of sense, but you know, it depends on the accident again. Okay, so let's I mean, we do have anchors on this thing, but those aren't really necessary. We need the evacuator here. What is it? This one. There we go. To lower it down. Now, the one bad thing here is the fact that that truck, obviously I can't get into it to actually drive it, so we're probably gonna have to do a little bit of fancy winching in order to get it up onto the axle lift here. I might be able to just shove it underneath there, but I'm not sure really. Also, there's not enough light here at the moment. Should have done this. Oh, I think we got it. Possibly. No. It's not really working the way I need it to. Just because I'm not at exactly the straightest angle here. Yeah, it's not really working. Okay, I'm going to try and pull it on. Also, if there's one thing I really do love about this thing, it's the lights on this. Look at the way this thing just looks perfect at night. I just have to stop and say that for a second. This thing does look brilliant. It really does. With all the side lights and the light bar that it's got up top. Just looks brilliant. Okay, then I think I've got it there. I did have to change it today there just for a second, just so I could actually see what I was doing. Just because I really couldn't see what I was doing there. Okay, so we're gonna lift this thing up. I did put the anchors down there just for the moment. I'm gonna lift this thing up, you know, just a small bit. We don't want to lift it up that much. And then we will take those anchors off. And you know, the truck sits relatively alright, I think. Yeah, at least when you're stationary anyways. Okay, so just so you guys do know, this is sort of the route that we're going to be taking here. We do have to go up here. We do have to do a bit of off-roading for this, just because this piece of road here is completely destroyed. So there's no way we're going to get over that. But yeah, fairly short trip here. So just see what happens here. I was screwing around with this thing off camera just a small bit, just to see how well it performed. And you know, so long as you're not hauling anything too heavy, I think this works. I think it works decently well. Now, I might be eating my words here in a minute, but we'll see. We'll just see how it performs with this. I don't think the Royal is a particularly heavy truck. It's not, like, I mean, it is in off-road class. It's not in heavy class or anything like that. But you know, I'd say so long as you're hauling something fairly standard size, you should be okay in most situations. I'm just guessing really for the most part. But you know, it's doing well here. It's doing well with this. I mean, the main thing you do have to remember, like, when we're comparing it to the Tatra Force and its rescue body, the Tatra Force and its rescue body never really worked well at all. And I do feel a lot of the time that was due to, you know, not having enough weight in the front. Obviously, that's a factor. We could always use a little bit extra ballast in the front end of a truck just for this sort of, especially for this sort of a thing. This is something that you could definitely use that sort of a thing for. Um, Wait a second, we're getting stuck on the rock there. Come on, pull me off the rock, please. Yeah. Yeah, we could always use a little bit more ballast in the front for something like this. That's the reason why, you know, I think there was a tow truck mod. I believe it's still around. It's called the what was it called? It's called the IX 3880 Wrecker, I think. Yeah, there was a tow truck mod for this game. And that thing had weighted front bumpers specifically for that sort of reason. And obviously that helped a lot when you were doing stuff with your evacuator. It just did. It was plain and simple. It was something you really needed. Am I going to be bottoming out here with this? I can't tell. I do think I have it a little bit too low because it is bottoming out there at the moment. So we'll just raise it up a small bit. Okay. Now, obviously, most case scenarios, I'd probably say you're not going to do too much. Yeah, like we're really lifting that thing off the ground there. Yeah, this is not ideal for this sort of thing, but we're making it work. So like I said, obviously you want heavier bumpers, but then also for this sort of thing, you really want a heavy-duty sort of suspension. You really want something. It's got kind of solid rear axles, you know, leaf springs, that sort of deal. That's something you really do need as well, which obviously this truck does have. But the Tatra Force, I feel like this is the main reason why it was never really that good for this sort of thing with its tow truck module. Its suspension, it has a very soft off-road kind of type suspension. So if you lift pretty much any type of truck, the truck just squats. It just does. There's no real support for anything too heavy. Especially if you're putting something on the rear like this, it just doesn't have the support in its suspension. Like I believe the Tatras, both the Force and the Phoenix in this game, like those two trucks in real life, they have an incredibly advanced. Oh, is that getting caught there a bit? It is. It's definitely getting caught there. Raise it up again a small bit. Yeah, just get that off there, kind of. Ooh, might want to bring that down a small bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. Raise that up just a tad there again. Yeah, like I was saying, oh, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, like I was saying, the two Tatras, or well, those two Tatras, anyways. I think maybe the 813. This may concern the 813 as well. I'm not 100% sure, but those Tatras, they have a very off-road focused suspension in real life. They have it's a very good off-road suspension, granted, hydro pneumatic sort of system, and it really works well. And whatever it is about them in the game as well, I will say their performance off-road is great, and I will say that their off-road performance is definitely due to their suspension, because it's soft and it kind of moves with the terrain very well. But the downside of that is they don't work as well with heavy loads. It's just plain and simple. I will say it. They just don't work as well, especially, you know, and then if you hang something off the rear of them, if you hang something off the rear of them with that softer suspension, like it just squats down, like it makes you look like you're one of those guys with a squatted pickup truck in the States or whatever, you know, one of those guys, but you know, with the funny tires on them and whatnot. I don't know. Makes you look like one of those clowns. But I think people will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it just plain and simply doesn't work because of that reason. And you know, it's not really a downside of the truck itself. It's more of a strength, but it's not good for this sort of application. That's what I'm trying to say, really. But anyways, we got it here. Yeah, there we go. Haha. Several clicks over. Thanks for the help, really. I should read the itinerary sheet properly next time. It's just I'm used to the metric system, but they do distance in miles at this company. I miscalculated and ran out of gas. Anyway, here's your pay. 380 XP and 3,650 bucks. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure that's untrue because I'm pretty sure that truck had fuel in it. Unless I put fuel in it. Maybe I put fuel in it. Maybe that's why it had fuel in it. Maybe I was the one who put the fuel in. That might be a reason. But anyways, as you can see there, we didn't do too bad with that. That was actually pretty good. We did have a few, I think, moments there where I did have to back up a small bit just because the steering wasn't really getting getting its way. Exactly, but for the most part, that was really good. I think, anyways, it's really good compared to the Tatra, that's for sure. All right, guys, so I have a bit more time to screw around with here. Don't have a particularly large amount of time, but after just looking through the jobs there, and I realized there's actually a job here which I still haven't done, and it was actually a job I was thinking of doing, and it's pretty simple. We have to go up here. Some garbage is obviously going to spawn in somewhere, and then we just have to deliver it down to here, which is really not too bad. And considering we have 2 cargo trucks over here set up and ready to go, I don't see any reason why we can't use at least one of these things to get this mission done. So yeah, let's just hop back into the XD here. I feel like we did a tiny bit more with that truck. So yeah, I don't know, we'll hop back into this and we'll get going with this, and hopefully we'll get this job done. Just because, you know. Also, is it just me or am I driving very slowly here at the moment? Is it just because, it might just be because, I don't really know. Just let me get up to this point up here. Hopefully it doesn't like go and spawn the cargo down in the quarry. If it does, that'll be really mean, okay, and I'll be really ticked. like seriously, you make me drive up there, and then you just spawn it. If it spawns it in the bottom of the quarry, I'm just gonna quit. That'd be so annoying. I'm assuming it won't do that, but there's always a chance, you know, there's always a chance. Alright guys, we are here, pretty much. Okay, nice. It's okay, so our garbage is right here. They didn't spawn it in some ludicrously stupid spot. Okay, so that's good. So this is a pretty easy mission then. Yeah, there's nothing hard about this. Unless, I don't know, something goes horribly wrong. You know. With my track record, that could be some serious foreshadow right there. Alright, there we go. Let's get to it here. All-wheel drive diff. I do need to figure out a way to turn around here. That's the only problem I do have at the moment. Yeah, and we can't really kind of spin the truck around as much as I would probably like to, or, you know, kind of jackknife it as much as I'd probably like to, just because of the position of the crane. Which is fine, really. I mean, it's not something you really want to be doing, but it's just a handy way of turning around sometimes. Just plain and simply is. Go in the cab here for a moment. Why not? Get a nice view of the quarry down there. Get to sit in the cab. We got the frantic hands though, that's the only problem. The hands really kind of turn you off a small bit. I mean, I think it's funny, but still, it's good. I mean, that's the reason why they added the option to turn them off. I don't know. I kind of still like having them on though. You know, if I have to be honest, you know, just driving this thing around, it's just bring back. It's just good vibes. Just bringing back good memories of just you know, when I was first playing the game, and you know, I first had like the twin steer and whatnot, because you know the one thing is it's using the same engine sounds, and also has the same horn as the original as the 6900 twin steer, which makes sense because they are basically the same truck in real life. So I don't really see any reason why they would have a different horn, or any reason why. Oh, it's all right, we're good. I don't really see any reason why they would have a different horn, or any reason why they would have a different engine sound, because they probably have the exact same kind of manufacturer of engines. I'm not sure what manufacturer builds or Western Star uses. I'm not gonna make a guess either, because I don't know. There's a few big. There's like Packard, Detroit, Cummins. I don't know. Those are the only ones I can think off the top of my head. There's probably other ones, isn't there? Maybe. I don't know. I know Packard is Kenworth, and well, if you're in Europe, Packard is DAF trucks. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, Caterpillar makes truck engines, but they haven't made. I don't think they've. I don't know. Does Caterpillar put their engines in trucks anymore? I don't know if they actually do or not. Oh, okay, we're getting a little bit of a stall out here. That's where the what's it? The bit of power to weight issue is sort of trying to show itself. It's okay though. We should be able to get through it here. There's we're not on a very steep slope here. I don't see any real reason why we shouldn't be able to get up here. Yeah, we're just making it up here nice and steadily. There's nothing to worry about. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get up. I know we stalled there a second ago, but there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get up here. And like, we're really close to the thing. I kind of hate it every time we have like a place, and you know, it's like right there, but no, we have to kind of drive up and around in order to get it. That's kind of something that annoys me, but you know, this wouldn't be a game about off-roading and, you know, that kind of thing, off-road trucking and whatnot, if we didn't have to overcome, you know, hard, you know, overcome, you know, challenges and have to go to hard to reach areas. That's the whole point of the game, and I do love it, but sometimes I do feel like, yeah, I don't know yet. I don't want to say it, but I feel like this region has been a bit repetitive, at least so far, anyways. I don't know. Maybe that's just my play style, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It probably is just me. Okay, but yeah, we're basically down here. Come on, just power your way through it here. We are getting a little bit. There's bit of thicker snow around here, but not too bad. Oh yeah, there's also another job to deliver stuff out to this place. There's yeah, another job which I haven't finished yet, or I haven't started it really. There's like 3 chemical barrels or something like that in the metal factory or the metal plant on this map. We need to go get up. We'll have to go get those at some point. Yeah, come on. Oh wait, I put it into neutral. Why the hell did I put it into neutral? There we go. Okay, we're here. Cargo management, 2 garbage. Great, we've managed to dispose of the waste in time, all according to the environment protection standards, which means that we don't have to worry about any fines. Like I always say, it's better to be safe than sorry. Anyways, here's your pay. So we got 840 XP and 7,200 bucks. So yeah, I think that was a pretty decent amount of money for that. Like that job took no amount of time at all. That was a real easy job. I can't complain. That was pretty good. So yeah, we have nearly most of the actual tasks on this map done. So long as like no no more of them just decide to pop up at some point in time. But yeah, we got a decent amount done here today. Pretty happy with that. Um, let's just take a look at our progress here. 48%. Oh, great. I don't know. We'll obviously have to start ramping up, trying to get stuff done. But like I said, there is just a little bit of a repetitiveness feeling. I feel like to this region at the minute, where I'm kind of going back and forth a lot in order to get cargo. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to I don't know. I want to say I might try and do some of the bridge related stuff in the next episode, but I'm not gonna say that for sure because I really don't know at the moment. But yeah. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Today was a fun one. Nothing went astronomically wrong, which was surprising if I'm being honest. But yeah, today went pretty smoothly. Thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye.